USBC Executive Director Chad Murphy.
Good morning. How's everybody? I want to warn everyone before I get going to pull out your pen and a piece of paper now. In about a minute 30, I'm going to show you a video of a new piece of technology that USBC is launching this fall. And in the middle of it is Frank DeSocio's personal credit card. Not the BBA card. We're in the middle of it is Frank DeSocio's personal credit card. So be ready. You're going to want it. It's going to happen fast. This is something that most of you have seen before, but just a gentle reminder, these are the things that we work on every day. They're important to you, they're important to us, they're most important to bowling. And so youth development, our championship tournaments, technology, this is, if you read the State of Association that we deliver every year, our annual report, it's all built around these things. And so the presentation today will be as well. One of the things I wanted to focus on was smart. I think most of you, how many smart providers in the room? Just by a show of hands, right? So everyone is impacted by this. We made some changes a couple years ago, policy changes, investment changes, pulled the piece back into the campus. $7.2 million this year in bonus scholarships, a new Pell Grant that delivered $3.1 million to folks that are applying for these dollars. It looks exactly like it does when they apply for a Pell Grant. The compliance of it is very similar, but we're really proud of the folk that are working on this. You may not know it, you may know it, but in addition to being BPA's president, Kevin Krause leads this from the finance committee, Frank Wilkinson on the policy side and the rest of it. But this has been a major win for bowling for everybody that's using it. It's all been very positive. We appreciate all of the, hey, what's next with this that we get. But I really want to thank those two folks and everybody involved and all of you for supporting it. So please give those two folks a round of applause. USBC has, I would tell you, successfully transitioned through COVID. We are now kind of having a new mark in how we're measuring these things because obviously, like you, nobody plans for zero, and so we didn't run our tournaments and we didn't do some of these other things. And you'll see our tournaments are back up and rolling again. It's exciting, it's fun. It was nice to run the championships this year without thinking about protocols and some of those things. Our bowlers are excited about it. If you're standing on the concourse, it's kind of back to normal, and so it just feels good, as I'm sure you witness in your centers. But again, this is a big piece, 50,000 folks into one venue at the Open Championship, 17,000 or so at the Women's Championships. A lot of your members going to these venues in bowling, and it's just nice to have it rolling again. In addition to all the other things we do, tournaments, right? Championship tournaments, that's PWBA, it's US Open and the Masters, Super Senior Classic, Senior Masters. There's a lot that goes on here, but all of it just getting a little bigger every year. We're growing again. The membership, thank you. As we always like to say, this isn't really a product of USBC National. This is a product of bowling centers. This is the product of 4 walls every so many miles across the country, and so this number is determined by your league coordinators, the folks that are doing work in the centers, the folks that are thinking about leagues more than maybe we did before COVID, because we see it in the numbers. But you can see the numbers are up again, 2 years in a row for the first time in 40 years. Why is that? Someone will say, and everyone will have an opinion. I'm just sticking with that it's because of you. It's because of the folks, your employees, the people that put the work in this, and so please, again, give yourselves an unbelievable round of applause. This is a positive number for bowling. More people bowling leagues competing the sport. It really is amazing when you think about it, and so thank you. What's the membership value we always talk about? And again, it's rules and standards, 2,000 cases a year through the rules department. Gary Foreman's in the room, I think. Gary, I hope you're excited about what I'm going to talk about here. This is something that's going to come from COVID that I think is really positive. Gary was kind of on us. Why can't my leagues just go in and join online as opposed to the cards? Because we're saying nobody can touch anything. And so you'll see the numbers on the screen. We had a lot of growth. Instead of using the normal certification cards, we had folks sending their entire leagues to the website. But really the tool wasn't good enough. The IT piece of it didn't work efficiently and effectively, and so August 1, we're launching a new online join I'm going to show you actually how easy it is to work through a quick demo. Maybe not. Here it comes. And so this is you using it. When we did this at convention, I said, just hang in there. 52 seconds later, you're a USBC member. And so think about the normal process that we go through. You fill out a card, you process it in your league, your center processes it to the local association, and then the local association processes it to us. You're talking about 10 weeks to get a USBC membership in that process, where this one's going to happen. There's Mr. DeSocio's card. Oh, wait, maybe not. Someone would say, so you're really just moving into this next, this was probably long overdue. And I think the answer is yes. But in our commitment to IT, do we see this as a new or a replacement? And the answer is it's in parallel to all the other things we do. It's an option for you as a bowling proprietor. If you want to have some of your leagues do this, you can do it now, where it really wasn't there for you to do it before. So really props are to our IT team, Jason Overstreet and Robert Stokes, for doing it, but it'll be ready to go August 1. We'll start talking about it. Most of you know we purchased Bowler's Journal a few years ago. Keith Hamilton, I think, is in the room, and we appreciated Keith working with us so that we could transition kind of Bowler's Journal from a real industry piece to a real consumer piece. And so the next iteration of that comes starting August 1. We're rolling out a new member benefit where everyone will get a digital subscription to Bowler's Journal for free. And that'll go out. Every email we have in our system will start getting a monthly copy of what we're calling Bowler's Journal Mini. First Frame is actually the name, but essentially if you get the magazine, you're going to see a portion of the magazine into a digital piece as another additional member benefit, and that'll start August 1. Again, for everybody that we have an email, you'll likely get some questions. Somebody's going to say to you, hey, I didn't get it. How do I get it? The only way they're not going to get it is if their email isn't active with us. So just tell them to activate their email through the website, and boom, they'll get the digital subscription. New brand awareness campaign at USBC. We launched it at convention. We started working with a group out of Nashville and Atlanta called Phase 3. How do we talk to our members in a way that is how they want to talk? Why do they certify? We've been saying for years it's because of tournament averages and rules and bonding, but really isn't the answer to the question of why somebody certifies the member talking about it themselves? And so we launched this at convention. There's commercials, there's digital space, there's a lot that goes with it, but it comes with a new mantra, and we'll roll it out for you through this video.
At USBC, we're for bowling. Full stop. Everything we do to ensure a future for the sport. Creating and upholding the rules to maximize safety and fair play. Inspecting and certifying the lanes, the balls, the pins, and the products that ensure an optimal experience for the greatest number of players. Providing coaching, training, scholarships, and support so that anyone who wants to excel at bowling has the opportunity. Covering the sport from every angle, on Bowl TV, in print, and online, offering insight and visibility into how the game is played, and making the thrill of competition possible, to the tune of 14,000 tournaments every year. Certifying scores and preserving every certified bowler's place in history for generations to come. What we do at USBC isn't easy, but it's very simple. Every day, in literally hundreds of ways, we champion players and fair play to ensure a future for the sport. And certified bowlers make it possible. If you're for bowling, Bowling Certified is for you.
It's a new message. What we do at USBC isn't easy is something in the middle of that, but I want to touch on it for just a second. Who are we talking about when we say what we do at USBC? Are we talking about Chad Murphy and the employees of the campus? We're not. We're talking about all the local association, the 25,000 plus volunteers that run tournaments, almost 6,000 of them a year in your centers. The folks that are there working in your centers are also part of that. And so when you really think about it, it's about the entire community. But we've created a website. It's called yacertified.com. In most of the places we go, when we have a little more time, we ask everybody to take out their phones at this point. If you want to, please check it out. There's a form on there where we're asking our members to fill out the form and tell us why they certify, as opposed to us telling them why you should certify. And that's really the difference in this PR campaign, is we're going to listen to the members and then we're going to celebrate the members, as opposed to trying to dictate or tell or talk at our members about why this is. It's had a really amazing start to this journey. There's a lot of folks that have gone in it. And so you'll see from this website, you'll see new stories that are told and new people in the commercials in the digital space. And so we'll be using, again, members telling their own story as part of that. We're really excited. I want to thank, Melissa McDaniel, who's our president, and Dennis and everybody at the board that really had the vision to try to see that, the message of USBC has always been a good one. We're a governing body, but we really are who our members think we are. And so we're going to continue to celebrate that over the next few years, and I'm excited about the journey. But go check out the website if you have time.
Passing my love of bowling down to my daughter has been a gift, and I'm praying that one day she becomes better than Dad.
It's become a very important part of my life. My name's Jeremy Hatcher, and I've been bowling certified since 1989.
If you're for bowling, bowl certified.
Bowl certified.
Bowl certified.
Bowl certified.
If you're for bowling, bowl certified.
We have an interesting exercise that we're doing on stage at all the jamborees and associations. The person walks up, "Hi, I'm Chad Murphy. I've been bowling certified since 1974. It's been a lot of fun to listen to them, listen to what they're saying and what they're passionate about. Last thing I want to talk about today, some of you folks will be excited about that, others will not. We've gotten a lot of commentary about string pins over the last 3 years. We're really excited about it. We think that this is good for bowling. If you choose it, it's a new choice of certification. What is said on this slide, there's a link at the bottom. We'll be over at the trade show. I could take 20 minutes on this, but really I'm just going to say this. After 3 years of working with our wonderful manufacturers who have supported us with the machines to do the testing, we're certifying centers starting this August for string pins as a separate category. But there's an additional step that needs to be taken, which is really to get to the bottom of the scoring. And so we have one more piece of research that we're doing. We're doing that with the intent to figure out a way to either call them free fall, and so the scores are the same, or to create a conversion from one to the other. But they're certified for now. We didn't want to wait for those of you that want it. You can go ahead and get them in knowing they're going to be certified as a separate category in the short term, but in the not very long future, at the latest next year, we will either have them rolled in as the same as free fall or a conversion to do so similar to sport or your challenge or standard conversions. Again, this has been a really wonderful journey. It wasn't without conflict. It wasn't without some pain. But the one thing that we had in, I would tell you, our back pocket was a good bowling community to work with us. And I want to thank Pat Sinello at Cubic AMF, all the folks at Cubica. I want to thank Corey Dykstra at Brunswick and the entire Fruing family at US Bowling for continuing to send us machines when we asked you to get them in a way that we could take it in and talk about it. It really has been an amazing journey. You guys have heard me say this before. All bowling is good. This is good if you choose it. If you want to stay where you're at, you don't want to move to it, that's good. They can both coexist. This isn't one of those things that has to be one or the other. But this, again, is another piece of your equipment specs department of USBC leading bowling forward in ways that will allow you to prosper and enhance your profitability, even if it's through lowering your expenses. So again, somebody's going to say, well, maybe this is not good for bowling. It is. Say it with me, please. All bowling is good. If we'll just live and breathe by that, I think we'll be better off. I hope you have a great Bowl Expo. I want to thank our board of directors in the room, everybody that supports USBC on a daily basis. I love what you do at home. Thanks for doing it, and we'll see you at the trade show.